Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, Exquisite Wellness. Yes. Today, I will be making beef vegetable soup. Okay, these are some beef tips right here for stew. We have our mixed vegetables. I'm using 4 cans of those. Have sweet peas, 2 cans of those. And 3 cans of your cut green beans. And back here we have 2 cans of corn, 3 cans of carrots. We have 1 can of diced tomatoes, 2 cans of mushrooms, and I'm also going to use 1 bag of frozen mushrooms. Tomato paste, V8 juice. And back here we have potatoes, using 3 cans of those, and I also cut some potatoes up over there. And ground beef. Yes, we're going to have ground beef and beef tips. And over here we have, we have beef broth. You can use beef broth, vegetable broth, chicken broth, whatever broth you like. We also have this okra here, and we have the blended seasoning blend. And I'm going to cut this onion up over here also with that. Just want to show you what I had going on for today. Yes. Okay, and I will be back to show you the rest. Okay guys, I have finished cooking the ground beef. There's the ground beef, the beef tips. I have my cut up fresh Russett potatoes. Okay. And over here we have our mixed veggie blend with celery. It's frozen, and I cut some fresh celery up too. And there you are, your okra right there. So I'm getting ready to put this on the skillet. I need my tripod, you all. So give me a minute. Set that up. Okay. I just want to saute them a little bit, but not much. Only thing I hate about when you buy it frozen, some of these pieces, they don't look right. So that's why I cut up extra onions, fresh celery, okay, to add along with that. Okay, we're gonna let this simmer. I put it on 4 to 5 so you don't want it to burn. Okay, and I put a little vegetable oil in there. That's what I'm cooking with. I did not drain anything. I left a little of that grease in there from the beef. Yeah, so all these flavors will come together. You can use anything you like, you all. This recipe does not have to be exactly like mine, beef vegetable soup. You can put whatever you want in there. If you don't like carrots, you don't have to put carrots. If you don't like celery, you don't have to put celery. Whatever. And like I bought beef broth, so I'll be using 1 beef broth, and I have some chicken broth too. I think I'm gonna put both in there. Yes. So yes, I will be back when these saute, and I'll show you how the soup is being prepared. Okay guys, now that these veggies are sauteing, I'm going to transfer this to my big pot. So I'm going to make sure you all can see. But I'll be using my big pot right here. My soup pot. Okay. And I found my chicken broth. So I'll be using chicken broth. So I'll put this chicken broth in there over it. I'm also going to be using beef broth. go ahead and transfer my pot over here on the stove. Okay. And I'm just going to transfer this in here. I hope I don't make a mess, y'all. I should have just did it in the big pot. Thank God it's wide enough. I'm just going to pour that in there. You can do it in a one pan, or you can transfer it like I'm doing now. Make sure you get all that good seasoning out of your pan and into the pot. Okay? And that. Now I'm going to turn this out on because I want to saute my mushrooms. Remember I told you I had a bag of frozen mushrooms. So I'm going to go ahead and saute them. Remember I already had bought some in a can. So I bought these earlier. So I just want to saute those in the pan. Okay. And I will be back. Okay guys, I have poured my canned mushrooms in here with the frozen ones I sauteed earlier. I'm going to put that in there with the onions and celery. I don't know, some people like to use fresh vegetables in their soup, canned vegetables, or frozen vegetables. It's on you all, to your discretion, okay? Now, I'm getting ready to bring you a little closer over here. Okay. We're going to start off with our mixed vegetables. I'm going to put 4 cans of these in there. And when I open my vegetables, you all, I drain the juice off, the liquid off, and I clean them with water. Because there's so much sodium in just like this has 290 milligrams of sodium. So that's what I do to all my vegetables in cans. I rinse them off. I pour out the old juice. Yes. So that's something to keep in mind. Then we're going to do our whole kernel corn. I'm going to use 2 of these. See, that's a perfect standpoint. Then I'm also going to be putting my diced tomatoes in there. It's 1 can. You all can use mild or whatever you all want. It doesn't matter. It depends on you. Like I said, this soup will be just like mine. You can fix it however you would like to fix it. I'm going to pour the rest of that beef broth in there that I couldn't get in that pan earlier. We're going to put our 2 cans of sliced potatoes in there. 3 cans, I'm sorry. It depends on how many you want. I'm just making this it's going to be a big pot of soup so I can have for the week. Then next I can freeze it or whatever. Okay. And I'm just going to give it a stir. Stir it up. It smells so good, you all. You can use whatever type of seasonings you would like. Whatever you want to your liking. Then we're going to put 3 cans of carrots in here. Stir that up. Then we're going to put our cut green beans in there. That's 3 cans of those. Sweet peas, 2 cans of those. Drain my water off my whole potatoes that I cut up earlier. Those were 2 russet potatoes that I cut up. And the thing about this soup is, once your potatoes get soft, that's when your soup is ready. Right. But it also depends on the texture. However you like it, remember. Okay, now we're going to go in with the V8. Okay. This is 46 ounces. You're going to need, I think you're going to need V8. Let's see. I think it's 67 cups. So we're just going to pour this whole thing in there. Pour all of this in there. Then we're also going to be needing tomato paste. We'll put the whole can in there. Come on out. Like it doesn't want to come out, you all. Every time I put an ingredient in, I stir. If you want everything to be incorporated together. Ooh, all this soup's gonna be so good. So delicious, too. Savory. It's approaching winter, but we're in the fall. You want something savory, you want something warm, a little spicy. Now we're going to get ready and put our okra in here. Now this was frozen okra. It was frozen okra. Okay? And you want to make sure that's done also. Like I said, everyone is different. Okay? I'm using 2 meats. So that was the ground beef. I'm going to pour that in there with all the juices, the grease, and everything. Don't slip on it. Don't throw it away. Use it. My other bowl of natural ground beef. Ground beef. Okay. And then we're going to add our beef tips for stew. Just gonna stir this up like so. I'm glad you all can see what I'm doing in my big pot. Now, we're not only going to have soup tonight, we're having cornbread with this soup. Or you can do peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, however you want, what you want. Your croissants, Texas toast. But we're having cornbread, so I will be back to show you how I'm going to prepare that cornbread. And the ingredients will be down in the description below, okay? Look at that. It's looking good now. Everything is coming together. Look at those beautiful colors. Yes. So you can use either canned vegetables, frozen, or whole food. Okay? So, how long will the soup cook, you ask? Well, like I said, it depends on how tender you want your veggies, okay? The meat is already done. You're supposed to saute it before you even put it in your soup. So, never put raw meat in the soup, even though it's going to cook. But no, that's not how we cook things. You don't want to contaminate things. Contaminate. So, I'm going to put some of this salt in here to your flavoring. It's up to you. Okay. We're going to be using garlic seasoning. Oregano. Just a little bit. Thyme. These are some good herbs. Just a little. Bay leaves. We're going to need 2 bay leaves, okay? I'm glad they have started put them in packages, because they usually didn't do that. It used to just be in the container itself. So we're only going to need 2 bay leaves, just 2. 1 and 2. And at the end, before you serve your soup, make sure that you take your bay leaves out, okay? We're going to use a little cayenne pepper. Some people like to heat it up a little bit. And onion powder. And last but not least of the seasonings is black pepper. Now we want to stir everything in. Make sure your bay leaves are covered. Yeah, make sure they're down in there, covered. At the end, before you serve, make sure you search for them. So you won't get hurt yourself while eating, because they're not supposed to be edible. It's just for flavor. Your bay leaves. Okay. And there you have it. If you feel like you want to add a little bit more broth, you can. Or if you want to put a little bit more tomatoes in here, like stewed potatoes. That's what I forgot to pick up. I got sidetracked. I got the diced tomatoes, but I forgot to get the stewed tomatoes. I was going to use 1 can of each, but that's okay, because we have the vegetable V8 juice, and we also have the tomato paste, and we also have the diced tomatoes in here. And yeah. Okay. If you want to add a little water, you can. But right now I have my owl on at 6. At 6. And there you have it. And I will be back to show you when it started heating up. And I'll be back with the cornbread. Okay guys, we're back. We're getting ready to make this cornbread. First we're going to need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of cornmeal, 3 tablespoons of baking powder here. 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna need about a tablespoon of salt. We can taste. Okay. One and a half cup of vegetable oil. And here's the half. Make sure you're measuring it correctly, you all. Not too less, not too much, but just right on it. There's my oven. You want to preheat your oven to 350, and you're going to let your cornbread cook for 35 to 40 minutes. So you want to go ahead and preheat your oven. Okay, now we're going to use our buttermilk. We need a cup and a fourth, 1/4 cup. Of your buttermilk. And this is the 4th. Of your buttermilk. So we use 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of cornmeal. We also use 1.5 cup of buttermilk, 1.5 cup of vegetable oil. And if you want to use sugar, you can use 1/4 of sugar, but I'm not going to make my cornbread sweet. I want this to be homemade, old-fashioned cornbread, okay? And we also use 3 tablespoons of baking powder, and we use 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And now we're going to be putting in our eggs. We need 3 eggs, okay? 3 eggs, and be careful with the shells. Three eggs. And also we're going to be needing butter. We need 3 tablespoons of butter, so I did put that in there. And that's it. And what we need to do is just stir it up. Make sure everything is well incorporated before we put it in the skillet. Okay? I'm going to stir this up off camera and I'll be back. Okay guys, our cornbread mixture is mixed all up. You all, this is an easy recipe. Very easy recipe. Move this out the way and put my skillet up here so you all can see what I'm doing. And what I did, I melted a little butter and poured it in the skillet. And now I'm going to pour my mixture in the skillet. You can use a whisk, but I use my spoon to mix everything together. And when you put it in your skillet, you can also mix it up again. Like that. Okay. And there you have it. You want to preheat your oven to 350 and cook for 35 to 40 minutes. My oven has already been preheated and it's ready for me to put this cornbread in here. Put it on your lower rack, not at the top. But that last 5 minutes, I'm going to put it on broil so my crust can get a little darker. Okay, so it's 4:16. I'm gonna keep it with my time. All right, guys. I want you all to see the soup. See what it's working with. All that steam, you can barely see it. Okay. Smells so good, y'all. You can smell the okra. Okra it's good, y'all. If you all just look up okra, it's good for your system. Yeah, it's good for your body. Let's see if my potato is almost done. Let's see. Not quite. So, and the okra is not quite done. So everything is pretty much done except the okra and the potatoes. And the recipe for this vegetable soup, I use 3 cans of string beans. Everything was in the can. 2 whole corn, 2 cans of those, 1 can of tomato paste, I use 1 can of diced tomatoes. I cut up a red onion, and I also had 3 cans of carrots. I cut up 2 celeries, and I also had my blend with the onion, celery, and all that together. And I put 1 bag of frozen okra in there. I used 2 russet potatoes. I used 2 cans of peas and 2 bay leaves and a pack of beef strips, and I used a whole pack of original natural hamburger meat, and I used 1 32 ounce beef broth and another 32 ounce of chicken broth. And also I put a bag of frozen mushrooms, and I used 2 smaller cans of mushrooms. Yes, and we also used the V8 tomato juice. So this is an easy recipe also. And what you're doing is just throwing it in the pot. Whatever you like, throw it in there. You know, some people don't want meat in theirs. They just want a vegetable soup. But this is my beef vegetable soup. Okay, guys. The recipe will be down in the description below. You're going to put your top back on. And guys, I want to tell you all, I am so excited. I'm so thankful. I have reached 505 subscribers. Yes, and I'm on my way. And I'm excited about that. So I'm going to try my best to keep these videos going and just try to be consistent with things. I've been down. I've been kind of sick lately, but I'm gonna get back on top of things, and I know that, and I believe it. So just bear with me, and if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so, and tell others like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I thank you all for always tuning in and giving me love. Yay! And we will be back to show you the cornbread. Okay, y'all, the cornbread is ready, as you can see. So now I'm getting ready to put my oven, taking it off bake, and put it on broth so I can brown the top. And yes, we will be back. As you all can see, it's ready. I browned it on the top, and it's ready, you all. It is ready. Yep, now it's time to make me a bowl of soup and cut this cornbread, and we're gonna see what it's looking like and tasting like. Okay, I know y'all see it. I know you see it. Ooh, it's so moist. Yes. I fixed my soup here, as you can see. There's my soup. You have okra, you see your potatoes, you see your peas, carrots, beef tip, you see there's your beef tip, your corn, your potatoes, everything is in here, y'all, ready to eat. And the cornbread, don't forget about the cornbread. Y'all look at the cornbread. Y'all look at it. Yes, look at that cornbread. Take a bite of it. Yes, y'all see it. Nothing dry about this cornbread. Right. Okay, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in to Explicit Wellness again. And yes, I'm getting ready to eat. Can't wait. Gotta put a little meat on there. A little everything on your spoon. Let's taste it. Yes. Just right, Keisha. Thank you. Get a piece of that cornbread. Let me pick it up my fingers. Y'all, it was falling apart, y'all. Look at it. It's falling apart. Put just enough right of salt in there. Y'all, this is delicious. Okay, guys. Thank you for tuning in again. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and like my videos. Y'all have a great day.